It was just, I wanted to just get your opinion on the whole Benzema thing this week. I'm assuming you saw it.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to get
Oh
your
my
opinion on it.
God.
So, for anyone who
Man.
hasn't seen it or is listening back, Benzema in the midweek game in the Champions League at halftime in the tunnel is talking to Mendy, who is their left back, I think, and has told him to no longer pass to Vinicius and just said don't pass to him. It's like he's playing against us. He's playing so badly. Just don't pass him the ball. And I don't know how I feel about it, and I just want to know what your opinion is.
So initially I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, why has he done that? Like, what an idiot. Um, I think it's difficult. I think in competition, and we've probably both been parts of teams, both in sport and professionally in work and things where you have people who are just not, you know, even a certain, not as an ongoing basis maybe, but even on a certain day are just not,
pulling
it's
their
not one of
weight.
their good days. They're not pulling their weight, whether it's a presentation you're doing that day, and then maybe they're just not getting their words out properly, whatever it is. And you say to sort of the other members of the group, okay, let's try and do something about this. I can understand it, and I think particularly on that level of competition, I get it. I don't think it's that big a deal. I do think it. I know I do think it's a big deal. I don't think you can say don't pass to him. I think I just think that's so destructive and so negative. I think as a teammate, I would have personally gone up and spoken to him and said, what I felt the issues were. So where he wasn't passing to me, where I felt like he should be going with the spaces and he can say his side of things. I wouldn't go and speak to other teammates maybe and say, don't pass to him. I just think, I don't know, something snaky about it. I don't like.
Yeah, but he's a horrible man, isn't he? That's why he doesn't play for France.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a horrible, horrible man.
He's a horrible, horrible man. Yeah.
Because the way I looked at it is that, okay, like I said, you all know, and I reckon it does go on quite a lot, that there's players where you're in big teams where I reckon it's probably happened at Arsenal because some of the signings you've had, it's probably happened at United when they've had players there that are like, what are you doing in a United shirt? And it's like, well, not passing the ball to you, don't feel comfortable passing it to you when they're in space. And you obviously try and find the best players because sometimes it is simply like with Messi, just give Messi the ball. But
Mhm.
doesn't it sort of undermine Zidane as well? The fact that he's doing it behind his back and just gone to another player who's playing his side and gone. You can't. Left back and Vinicius playing on the left wing. You can't just go, yeah, don't pass to the winger. Always go back inside because that ruins the system. It ruins everything. It's just destructive for the sake of being destructive, surely.
I think that's the thing. I think unless you're willing to go up to the person themselves and say what your issue is with them, you can hear their side of things. You can say how you're seeing it, and you sort it out that way. That's the only way, in my opinion. That's what I do if I was in that situation where I felt like someone wasn't performing, or if I felt like I was being sabotaged, or the team was, not performing to a highest level because of a certain member. I would go to that person and say, "You're not performing on this, this, that, and the other." Um, they can then say why they feel like they're not performing on that, and then you sort it out between you. You say to them, in a sports situation, you'd say, "Well, I'm on 2-on-1 every single time here." So because I used to play sort of in the back role, so I'd say I'm 2-on-1 every single time here. I need you to come back and fill that space. If you don't, I'm going to get beaten every single time. Yeah, you go and say it to the person directly rather than saying I'm not going to pass that person just because they've annoyed me this game. I don't know. It's just not how you deal with things.
Yeah, it wasn't. I agree. I think it was a lot was made out of it, but I don't think it's the end of
Oh
the
yeah,
world.
well
But I
it,
did
it,
just
it
want
would
to.
have sold a lot of stories, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think it probably happens a lot of times behind the scenes. I just wanted to see what your opinion was. And I
Yeah,
also,
no, I reckon it happens a lot. I
yeah, and
reckon
on
it
Real
does.
Madrid, Hazard scored, so happy about that.
Just get that one in
Yeah,
there.
just drop that in.
Um, okay, so